is Sun TV, broadcasting to the world from studios in Providenciales, in the beautiful by nature Turks and Caicos Islands. Sun TV, your source for real news as it happens.
From Blue Hills to 5 Cays, Governor Todd rejects concerns that a new law is designed to muzzle MPs in Parliament, and he also said that value-added tax will make items cheaper in the Turks and Caicos Islands. I'm Leslie Garland, and you're watching Sun TV News. After first announcing that he will be an at-large candidate for the People Progressive Party, Harold Charles has now switched from running in the Blue Hills constituency to 5 Cays, one of the areas where he first lived when he arrived in the Turks and Caicos Islands from his native Haiti. Charles, the former owner of Sky King Airlines, held his first major press conference at his Southern Shores office on Wednesday, September 19th, where he was introduced by millionaire Henry Manson. Sun TV has the full story in this report.
Well, I don't understand why the people of Turks and Caicos should have any anxiety over the Asian people here, because for anyone to say that, I mean, I'm really not really aware of it, because if you look at in the business community, everywhere you go, you see a Haitian, and if you go to any home in Turks and Caicos, you see a Haitians walking there. You have a Haitians take care of most of the belongers, all of us, babies, cook our food, and clean the street. And just do everything in every area. So if anyone has any anxiety about the Haitian people, then they're not being honest to themselves, because the Haitians have played roles in this country from God knows when. And the Haitians built this country, by the way. And you also take a look at all the construction companies, who they have, all the workers, who they are all Haitian. So if anyone would say that to me, I really don't understand what exactly you're talking about. All right? Well, let's put it this way. We are a very young party, a young movement, and Lou was supposed to run in 5 Cays, and for various reasons, he chose to let go of the seat. And even though the papers say me running in 5 Cays, because we have other people that is interested, there were still changes. I anticipated more changes to come, because what we want to do, we want to put the right candidate at the right place to win. This party is here to solve the problem of this country. We really not focus on the bad flag at all, because it's exactly what other parties want to do. Focus on the negative, focus on your place of birth, focus on other issue, but my place of birth doesn't pay. It's not what solve all the mothers and young men and women who want to get educated. For instance, if you look at the budget for scholarship, been cut by $700,000 this year. So we have so many young men and women who's not in school. Our focus is going to be directly on solving the problem of this country, period. That's an excellent question. You know what? Again, this is what PPP is all about. Again, PPP is all about the well-being of Turks and Caicos. We will work with anybody. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if you're white, black, yellow, Haitians, Jamaican, Dominican, we will work with everybody for the Turks and Caicos Island. What's up? Yes, we will. We're going to challenge. Look at my background. You see there, I have sued the PDM, I have sued the BNB to achieve what's needed to be done. I'm not afraid of anyone. We're here to work with the British, to negotiate with the British. In fact, by trade, I'm a negotiator. Because going head on and fight 770 problem is just going to make everyone bitter. It's not how to do it. How to do it is for us as a country to come up with a plan, with a master plan, with a plan that goes well into the future. and sit with the British government and tell them, listen, this is where we are now, this is where we're going to be the next 2 years, the next 4 years, the next 10 years, and this is how we're going to get there. That's what we're going to do. Once they see a very good and strong plan, I have no doubt that they will work with us and to make it all happen.
In other news, Governor Rick Todd has dismissed reports that the new House of Assembly Powers and Privileges Ordinance 2012 and Standing Orders is an attempt by the British to muzzle politicians who will be elected in the Turks and Caicos Islands after the November 9th general elections. The new law, which replaces the outdated 1979 ordinance, sets out a range of procedures and details privileges and immunities of MPs. But it also provides for punishments for offenses, including behavior within the precincts of the House of Assembly, bribery of a member of the House, and a member giving false information to the House, or the disclosure of confidential information. Here's what the governor had to say.
This is quite a straightforward piece of legislation. It's not very controversial. It takes the old legislation, it modernises it, and it puts in place some particular provisions to prevent people, for example, lying to Parliament or trying to bribe Parliament. It's therefore all about having a House of Assembly which is open, fair, transparent, and working in the interest of people of the TCI. Legislation which doesn't, in a sense, build on existing powers, existing rules. What it does is it enables members of Parliament, the House of Assembly, to speak honestly and openly, to not be subject to dishonesty or incomplete information, and also it is modelled on existing rules. I think what it will do is give a House of Assembly which is open, fair and transparent, which everybody wants.
Governor Todd also touched on the topic of VAT, saying that it will actually lead to lower prices in the Turks and Caicos Islands and give the next elected government a more reliable and guaranteed source of income to pay its bills.
I think the point about VAT is that it is a replacement tax. It's not a new tax. It will exempt a number of basic foodstuffs completely. A number of other items will be exempt completely from VAT. And of course, companies which charge VAT will be able to claim VAT on their inputs. So what we're looking at overall is a tax burden which won't change. But what it will become is more steady, more reliable and more fair. And that will be in the interest of TCI because it'll give government what it needs, which is a steady, sustainable flow of revenue, which can then be invested in the islands and in the people of the islands. Okay?
For the past many years, the dump at Blue Hills has caused a big stink for residents of the area. But today, high praise is being heaped on the Turks and Caicos Environmental Management Company, who are the new operators of the dump at Blue Hills. They were awarded a multi-million-dollar contract to ensure that the dump is properly maintained. Governor Todd visited the dump site on Wednesday, and we have this report.
I think, what's somewhat self-evident looking at some of the before pictures and seeing what you see today, we've made long strides towards being able to consolidate the waste mass. We've gotten everything kind of under control here. We're regulating the waste stream. We're regulating security on the site. We're starting to do more and more diversion work, pulling more and more of the refuse out of the trash, and starting to impose real legitimate environmental controls. And we're quite sure this is the very first legitimate and engineered disposal system ever in the history of the Turks and Caicos. So it's something we're very proud of. Something we're very proud of as participants and longtime players and visitors to the Turks and Caicos Islands, and something we're really happy to have been able to engage in.
Good. Well, I'm very glad to be here. I wanted to come and see the Providencialis dump, and as Tim Hodges said, it's not an obvious place to come on a hot afternoon, but the reason why I wanted to come here was because this is actually a great Turks and Caicos Islands success story. It represents a significant investment of TCI taxpayers' money, £3 million in the first year, $3 million in the first year, and just over $1.3 million in each of the subsequent years for 5 years. And what we get for this taxpayers' money, working in partnership with Turks and Caicos Environmental Management, is exactly what you see here. If you remember back a year ago, remember the dump on Grand Turk a year ago? It was like a scene from sort of Mad Max, from some horror movie. You had cesspits and feral dogs and rubbish blowing everywhere and illegal people living illegally and dangerously here on this site. And now we've got, both on Provo and on Grand Turk, a well-run, well-organised rubbish disposal site. And not only do we have everything under control, but also we can now start to move ahead, working with TCEM to to actually start doing important things like recycling, actually trying to get the whole waste disposal system on these islands in really good shape. So I want to say this is a chance for me to say thank you very much to TCEM for all the work they've done, and to just show to the taxpayers of TCI that a lot of your money has been spent, but it's been spent really well.
That's our news package for today, September 19th. Join us again tomorrow when Sun TV brings you more real news as it happens, directly to your computer, your mobile phone, or your tablet. Until then, I'm Leslie Garland reporting for Sun TV News.